Hey, how are you guys? Happy to be here. So my name is Emilio again. I've been doing Twitch just from the beginning of the pandemic, and Twitch is a platform that is commonly known because of gamers. Let me see here. Go. And it's really important to know why Twitch got popular through gaming because that gives us to journalists an opportunity to get to a new audience. When I started in Twitch, this was the beginning of 2020, and why I started there was because of this: the big migration done by gamers. They changed from YouTube to Twitch, and this was mainly because of Amazon Prime. Why is that? And this is very important for monetization and trying to make it work in the future for all journalists that want to try on Twitch. And the thing is that you can link your Amazon Prime account, which a lot of people have with Twitch, and then once the connection is established, you can give your subscription to one streamer. What does this mean? Okay, this means that if your mom has Amazon Prime. There's a lot of kids on Twitch, and your mom has Amazon Prime. You can link your Twitch account, and then you can, while you're watching a streamer, you can give him your subscription, and that means I'm getting around 2.5 euros per subscriber. I know this doesn't sound like a lot, but it's the beginning of a story on Twitch, and that's the beginning of my story on Twitch. Because at the start of the pandemic, there was a lot of opportunities in terms of stories that we can tell. And I don't know if you feel the same way. I know there's a lot of millennials here, a lot of my generation, and I'm one of those people that can go online and go on one of these rabbit holes and try to get a lot of different information about history or, I don't know, something that happened in the news, and then you start looking for information. You're on Wikipedia, you're clicking on so many things at the same time, and you have 20 tabs, and you have a lot of different information that you just learned. So Twitch is a tool that right now you can use that to share all that information with someone else. And I'm going to give you some examples of the stuff that I did in 2020 and what allowed me to build an audience, a community. Community is a pillar of Twitch, and then also make it work in terms of money, which is also important for business. So let's go for the first. These are the four stories that I'm going to talk about. George Floyd, the protest. I live in the United States. I live in New York, and I've been covering mainly elections. I'm obsessed with elections in the U.S. I think it's fascinating. But 2020 was a crazy year just because a lot of stuff happened. So this is one of the videos.
Hey guys, it's me again. So what I'm gonna try to show you is how back in that moment I was interacting with my viewers to try to prove some of the videos that were going really viral in the context of the George Floyd protests. One of them was this one here. You can see white people, specifically guys with semi-automatic weapons. You can also see a black guy walking the protest. So knowing that there's a lot of racial tensions, a lot of people, said that this was a false video. Maybe it was not recorded in that specific moment in time. So we had to try to prove both things. Okay, so how do we do that? We can ask viewers about their ideas. Maybe I have ideas. Of course, the first thing that I did was check the comments on that specific video. Right now, I don't have the original one because the girl now has a private account, whatever. But I remember that we were not able to find the location that easily. But then one of the girls that followed that one said she was from Crown Point, Indiana. And then we went to Google Maps to Crown Point, Indiana. So now we're here in Google Maps. We know that the protest was taking place in this town, but we don't know the specifics, right? The locations of the protest, or maybe, the specific location of this part of the protest. So then one viewer had an amazing idea, is go to Instagram stories and then check the location. And that's the thing, back in 2020, you could go to Instagram, you can search for a location, and then in that location, you could see stories that were shared in that specific moment in time, in the last 24 hours. And that's how we knew that there was a protest going on in the town, and also there was a lot of young people as we see in this video. So now, while on stream, I was able through Instagram stories and Twitter to be able to prove that the video was taken that day. Now we needed to know if that was the specific location of it. And what we did is go to Instagram stories again and check out where the direction of the protest was going. And we knew that it was going up north through this street. And then on Twitter, we saw that the girl that shared the video was talking about a bike trail. So there was a bike trail that started here. So they were going north Main Street, and then this was the bike trail. So the video, the reference that we have is that you have this white wall over here, you have a little bit of grass, and then you have some asphalt going on. Okay, so then we went here, we took street view, and with street view, we were able to see that there was a white wall over there. That was not enough because we didn't have, that view of the grass and the asphalt. But thankfully, there's this person that took a picture on the bike trail. And then we were able to see the white wall, the grass, and the asphalt. So we were able to prove in those 30 minutes in time that the video was verified. It was taken that moment in that place.
What you have to take into account in this part is that I'm at my place, very comfortable, by the way. Now it feels weird to be around so many people. But I'm talking to maybe 50 people in the chat. There's every time you go on Twitch, you can see this, which is me. Maybe I'm sharing the screen, but there's also a chat here, and I have maybe 50, sometimes 200 people that are talking to me, and that's a essential part of Twitch and why I think it's so important for journalists. But they were talking before about how the collaboration between journalists sometimes works, but here is also about the community, the users that are watching you, how you can work with them also. And they have ideas. I mean, the Instagram stories, it didn't occur to me. I was live. I have to think on so many things at the same time, but that gives you a chance to do something that I think is important sometimes. And in that context, specifically with the protest and trying to verify videos, that was another important part of it. Then, because of, Trump lies a lot, I think we all know that. And coming to the 2020 election, there was a lot of lies regarding the mail-in voting and how there was going to be fraud because of Democrats, whatever, they do fraud all the time. And that's supposedly what happens in the United States. So most of the live videos that we used to do back then were about trying to disprove what Trump was saying. And while we were going closer to the election, the election happened, then you have the Capitol assault. That gives you also an opportunity in terms of Twitch, because you can go live in whatever moment, right? Right now, I just have my microphone. I have the camera with a tripod. I have my computer. That's it. That's all I need to go live. Maybe a light should be good most of the time, but just with those resources, you can go live whenever. It's not like TV where you need 6 people at least, and I'm being very generous. So again, those are opportunities that you have if you're on Twitch. And now with the war in Ukraine, Mark was talking before about how you could maybe fact check some of the stuff that is happening. I remember we went live the day that Russia invaded. We didn't know Russia was going to invade, but we were on Google Maps, and you could see, this was crazy. You could see on Google Maps on traffic, you could see that there were streets or roads going into Ukraine that were just red, completely red, because there was a lot of Russian soldiers checking TikTok or Twitter or whatever. So you knew that there was a lot of people getting ready to enter the country at 3 a.m. in Ukraine. So that was another part of it that made Twitch really special that day. And this is another part of it. Again, elections, I'm obsessed with it. So let's watch it.
Hey guys, it's me again. Now I'm going to talk about the thing that I love the most about covering the United States, and that's elections. Specifically, I want to talk about the 6th Congressional District of Georgia. Back in 2017, when Trump was already president, the Democrats thought that they could win this kind of district. One district that they used to lose for large margins because they weren't able to get those white college degrees rich voters. So they started to see the polls, they started to put a lot of money into this race, and in 2017, there was a special election in the 6th Congressional District of Georgia, and they lost. But they lost by a small margin compared to the one previously in 2016. So You can see here that Karen Handel won with 51.9% of the vote. But in 2016, Tom Price won with 61.7%. So I had to explain to my viewers why that happened and why Democrats could win in the midterm election of 2018 in that district specifically. Okay, so let's travel, which is the thing that I love the most about doing this kind of videos. Let's go to Georgia. Let's go to congressional districts and Georgia 6. Now we're here, and this statistical atlas website can give me a lot of information about this district. And as I said before, I needed to demonstrate to my viewers that we were talking about these kind of voters, because in the polls, you could see a lot of information about how white people with college degrees and money started to change to the Democratic Party. Something else that we could check is household income. And if we go to household income, we can see here that there's a weird mix. Not a lot of rich people, because you can see here is Cobb County, this is Fulton County, and DeKalb County. But inside the district, you have parts of those counties, not all the parts of it. So if you go here, now you can see that Northeast Cobb and Roswell Alpharetta, in this part of the county, you have close to 100,000 of household income, which is pretty large. Okay, so now it's confirmed. You have a lot of rich people here, but you have to show the people, you have to show to your viewers that how this translates in, street view. So we go to Google Earth, and then Sandy Springs is a city that is inside the district. So you go here and then you start to see the suburbs, the rich suburbs of Georgia. You can see the houses here are pretty big. They have pools. So now people can see this is kind of the classical American movie with the suburbs and a lot of rich white people, as we would say. And even if you go up north, you can see even larger houses. This gets pretty good pretty fast. That's insane. So that was the fun part. Now we can go to politics, and we can see here, this is the map of the vote in 2016. We can go to Sandy Springs, Roswell, and we can see that inside the 6th district, there's a lot of Republican voters. But this has changed in the last 6 years, like a lot. This is kind of a deep blue area right now. And now you can see that with the victory of Lucy McBath back in 2018 against Karen Handel. You can see here getting 60% of the vote in DeKalb County, and not losing by a lot in Fulton, which, this part of the district used to be a mess for Democrats. If I was doing the video today, I could also show this map from 2020 showing the change of vote from Republican to Democrat. You can see here in Atlanta, in this part of town, in Sandy Springs, in Roswell, how it all got so blue compared to 2016 when Trump was in the ballot for the first time. So now, just in a bit of time, I have explained a lot of things about how the vote has changed in the United States, and specifically with this kind of voter, white, college degree, rich people.
Yeah, in the United States, there's a lot of information and databases where you can check all this kind of information. So I really took advantage of that opportunity, and it's not only about the data, also about the stories. But when you have the data, you inform your viewers about how they could participate, because in the United States, politicians take a lot of advantage of geography. And this district that I was talking about, it doesn't exist anymore because Republicans know that they cannot win it. So they just changed the map completely to take advantage of it. And the last thing, the last two things that I want to talk about, one is the chat. As I was saying before, one of the main pillars of Twitch is how you can interact with your audience, and that makes it honest. I think honesty is a big part of journalism in Twitch, because viewers are seeing your honest reactions to the news. And you sometimes, if you're covering live stories, it's not like you have someone talking to you like in legacy media. I'm not saying anything bad about legacy media. I love it, but this is different. And the fact of being just one person against 300 people, maybe 4,000 viewers watching you online, is that it makes you be real. And right now in social networks or platforms like Twitch and TikTok, viewers are rewarding that kind of characters or protagonists. And but the last thing that I would say for sure is that I think the importance of being one is it's true to this platform, to Twitch, maybe to TikTok too, and the fact that it's not really heavily produced is an asset, and people are going to reward you for being the one that are going live, and that's the thing that you need to earn their respect or their trust, because they're going to give you the subscription, and the subscription is what keeps you going. And Twitch specifically makes it easier. Then you also can get partnerships or maybe ads, which also helps to make it work. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions.
Thank you, Emilio. Thank you very much. We have time for some questions. Nick, the mic is there. Yeah.
One of the things that just amazes me is the speed at which you work, but also how do you manage to broadcast and manage a community of 50 and filter out the important ones?
Yeah.
It's something that only people of your generation can do.
There's a lot of trolling for sure, and with the Ukraine war more than ever. But I have some colleagues that help me. I have people work for me now. I have a community manager that does all the how do you say, moderator? Yeah, like a moderator. Yeah. So I don't think it's. I mean, for me, it's not too hard because I'm directly looking. Right now, I'm looking at you guys. You're my community right now. But I have here. I have open Twitch and I have people commenting online. So sometimes I have my iPad and then the screen with the transmission. I have to check because I need the sound to be okay. I haven't checked right now, and I'm nervous because I don't know if they're hearing it properly. But I think it's a matter of being a digital native. Because you're playing with a lot of screens all the time, and you're not only watching Game of Thrones, you're also watching Twitter to see what people say. I think that's part of it too.
Yeah, hi. I'm not like very. I don't have good knowledge of Twitch to be quite frank. But how do people discover your channel? We know a lot of how things work on YouTube and other platforms, but for me it's still a gaming platform. And how do they discover the news content and the journalistic content there?
Look, this month, because we are partners on Twitch, you get 1 month every 6 months to be on the first page. So right now we are on the first page, and we're trying to do the more the merrier. We did the Brazil election this past Sunday. We invited a couple of people that knew a lot about the election, and we had, I think, more than 1,000 viewers, which is for journalists on Twitch is a good audience. Gamers are gonna get the 20 or 30,000. But the good thing is that there's so many people on Twitch that you sometimes get recommended on the one part of the screen, and they get to you and they see that you're doing something different, and maybe they stay. And if they stay for a long time, they give you their subscription, and then you start going. That's it.
Hi, I'm Jane Wyatt. I'm a legacy freelance journalist, and I wondered if
I work on TV too, by the way.
if you have other sources of income, or if you can live from what you're making through your brilliant channel.
Yeah, that's the thing. I work a lot. I do this, but I also have a newsletter with a lot of subscription. And then I work for Newtral, which is a fact-checking company production company back in Spain. And they're the ones that gave me this opportunity to start on Twitch and make it work. Right now, I think I could live with both with just one of the things, but I'm doing both just because my work ethic, I don't know, it's getting toxic, but it's what I like to do right now.
Oh, hi. Do you have any strategies to not be over-reliant on a single platform?
Well, I actually, the project that we're working right now in terms of Twitch and what we create, we go to every platform. We have a daily newsletter. These videos, Twitch videos go to YouTube, but we also have clips on TikTok and Instagram. So there's different different formats that we exploit, and I think that's very important. One of the things that it didn't take me as much time to explain is how every platform deserves a different discipline, and TikTok is completely different from Twitch or YouTube. I mean by that is that on Twitch, of course, people are going to stay 1 hour with you trying to explain the 6th district of Georgia. There's no way in hell people are going to care about that on TikTok. So probably what I need to do on TikTok is publish a meme or like maybe a speech that I did talking about how Russia misinformation is. We have a principle in my Twitch channel, which is Russia always lies. And there's a lot of people, a lot of interaction with those kind of videos on TikTok because there's a lot of pro-Russian accounts on TikTok. So that video of 30 seconds me screaming out of the screen, that has a lot of success on that platform. So yeah, you have to think about what kind of content you share in every different one.
And then, sorry, do your other platforms then sort of channel into Twitch, or do you direct people to say, hey, do you want to find out more, go to?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So Twitch I think is the main, the newsletter and Twitch. And the good thing about going viral sometimes on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter is that you can let know people that you have different projects. So maybe on TikTok we have, I think it's 80,000 followers. There's not a lot of them. There's not a lot of conversion, like people that get on Twitch or maybe the newsletter. But at least if there's like 2 or 3 people that end up being subscribers a month, that's really good for us.
Hi, thank you for the really incredible talk. For the past few months, I've been working on this research project about European media platforms. And Twitch is actually one of the platforms we've been examining just to see what people are doing on there. And I'm really curious if you can tell us a little bit about your viewership. What is the demographic? Where are they from? How old they are, if you know? And also, a second part of the question would be, how do you pick what things to talk about? Because I assume you don't have time to talk about everything.
Yeah.
So how is it that you choose?
So regarding the first question, we tried to get a partnership this month, and we couldn't say anything about the demographics specifically because you don't have that information coming from Twitch. So the only thing that we knew is that 85% of our audience, usually depending on the time that we do the stream, is Spanish from Spain. But after that, on Twitch, I think it's 70% male audience. I don't think that's true at all for our audience. And it's also 20 to 24 is the main demographic. I don't think that's true at all for our audience. So I don't think we can check that, but I know most of the audience that I have on Twitch is the same as on Twitter. So we have to check with that, which is from, I think, 24 to 36, a little bit more male than female. I think usually we have seen that in terms of pure information, when it's politics, usually it's a little bit more male. But that's our audience. I don't know if that translates the same way for a lot of people that are here. And the second question, you were saying that, the subjects that I pick. We have international politics on Mondays. Tuesdays is politics about the US. Wednesdays are usually celebrities. I used to work in celebrities back in the day. And then Fridays are movies. And so just if there's breaking news and stuff, we go with breaking news and then we go to the other subject. But the thing is that we're different from gaming, and that's one of the difficulties here, because I have to prepare the stream. It's not like I can go online and talk about it. I have to read a lot of stuff before I'm safe telling my audience what has happened in, I don't know, Brazil or the recent election, the primaries elections in the US. So that's the thing, that maybe a streamer that is doing gaming can do 5 hours straight with no content that he has to prepare for, but I have to do 3-4 hours before I can do a 1 hour stream. And that makes it more difficult. But if you want to try, I think there's a chance to do something good. And I think as we grow, as there's more journalists on Twitch, I think we can help each other. We can build communities. And I think diversity, not only in terms of people, but in terms of opinions and ideas, it's really important for the community. And that's the reason I'm happy to be here, because if you want to go on Twitch, go to me today and ask me any questions you have.
Hey, I just wanted to ask, is there someone who truly disagrees with you? Like, and how are you solving it? You know, everybody got his own opinions, especially when you talk about politics and stuff. So, is there someone who truly disagree?
You mean in my opinions about politics and?
Yeah, in your chat community.
Well,
And
I usually try. I don't have very strong opinions about anything. I think one of the opportunities on Twitch is people that have very strong opinions on the right or on the left. They're gonna get big audiences. We can see it in the U.S. You have Hassan Avi. I don't know if you guys know him, but he has a big audience every single day, like maybe 50,000 people, and he's really left wing. And on YouTube, you have seen that for the past 10 years. You have Ben Shapiro and those kind of right-wing media guys from the United States. But I'm not that kind of. I'm not creating that kind of content. Sometimes when I have a strong opinion, maybe there's some people on the chat that I have a different one. But I really like to interact and challenge not only their views, but my views too. And I think it's very good to be mistaken, to be proven wrong, and so your community can see that, because that keeps you honest, keeps your work honest, and it builds trust with the people that are watching you.
So thank you very much, and thank you to all of you who asked the questions. Thank you very much, Emilio.